and few clouds at 25,000 feet. So we're looking good for VFR today. I did pick this based on just staring at the over here at Sky Vector, and all I did was just zoom all the way out and look at the dots, right? We have a lot of IFR in these regions, so I just stuck to somewhere that's VFR. And maybe if we want, we can jump down to the southeast for the second flight. All right, let's go ahead and
welcome in, guys. We're reviewing live broadcast right now because Sayintentions.AI is going to come out with AI for Microsoft Flight Simulator, so get on the wish list because it's pretty awesome.
Every time there's an update, just because the beta is out, there's a lot of updates constantly. I need to reset.
Right now I'm configuring my OBS studio.
I hadn't done that yet.
Had to restart.
Just setting that right now in the settings.
Yeah.
And also let me make sure my audio devices are correct. Chat. Speaker test.
This is what air traffic control sounds like.
There we go. All right. Speaker test.
That's cool.
This is what chatter sounds like.
That's cool.
All right. That's all set. All right. Let's try this. El Centro Ground Piper 6063 Echo is a Comanche PA-24 slant Golf. Request flight following to San Diego at 6,500 feet. All right. Ready to write down their squawk. Rex had an AccuSeason. Yeah, Rex is great.
Piper 63 Echo, I hear you. 1 sec.
I hear you. 1 sec. It's funny the variety you hear over time. Since I've been testing this a week or two, before they used to only say request is on standby or something like that. Or
Piper 63 Echo Comanche PA-24 cleared to San Diego. Maintain VFR at or below 6500. Departure frequency 125.2. Squawk 5250.
Cleared to San Diego, 6,500 feet, 125.2, squawk 5250, Piper 63 Echo. I think he called me Piper PA-24 instead of my tail number. It does know my tail number though, so that's
Piper
fine.
63 Echo, read back correct.
There we go. All right, read back correct, great. All right, let's set our squawk code first. We got our transponder here, 5250. Altitude reporting is on. All right, that's good. And then he gave us our altitude of 6,500 feet and 125.2. That is for our departure frequency. So we'll put that in when we're on our way. When we switch over to tower, we'll put that in standby. Base says there's a bus having a standoff with ground crew on my screen. Hey, Jocko, what's up? It's not out yet, but I have it linked in the video description. It's supposed to be coming out in about 10 days. On the 15th is the date they said it'll release, January 15th. But they're going to do like a slow release, so you just need to go sign up for the wait list on their site. It's just Sayintentions.AI, and it's linked in the YouTube video description.
There it is. There it is.
Sounds amazing. Yeah, I mean, this is what's amazing is just seeing like this is. I know I say this about a lot of products when we try them out, but this is the absolute worst that AI ATC is ever going to be. This is the worst it's going to be. Like,
true.
It's only going to get better from here. And yeah, the voices sound very good. There's good.
They really do. Sounds
good variation
really good.
Of voices, which is honestly like if Microsoft Flight Sim added 10 new voices, I would be so happy if they did that with their ATC. I'm going to go to fuel here and just update the engine monitor. This thing's a little annoying. You can use these buttons down here to actually fill it manually, but I'm
trying to get back in without crashing and making sure my throttle quadrant actually registers
precisely for us there instead of messing around with those buttons.
Airbus 450 Alpha Bravo, hold short of taxiway Lima traffic on final approach.
Okay, so we got 6,500 feet, 125.2, and the squawk code's correct. So I
want
to check my route now, make sure I have my first correct course dialed in, 248. And this plane does have a pretty intense gyro drift, so I'm going to have to fix the card on our DG real quick. What did I say? I already forgot it. 248 on our first course, so here's 24.
Cherokee Tree, 15 X-ray, Papa hold short.
All right, 248 right there.
On runway 30.
We don't know the runway yet. We'll see what they say. And we are about 11 or 12 degrees towards 240 from the west side.
Oral warning.
So between west
okay.
and 240, 11 degrees. There's 10, 11. All right, so that should be fixed there with our compass card. Yeah. About 12 degrees. 10, 12. Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. That is all set, and that's something I'm not used to seeing as drastically as it happens in the Comanche, but you really do need to fix your gyro drift like every 20 or 30 minutes. I think in real life, when my girlfriend has flown, she did it every 30 minutes when we were flying. Johnny says, want to say thanks for the G1000 NXI video the other day. Still learning the Garmin. You really point out some things I didn't know. Nice, dude. No problem, man. It was nice to make another one. I felt kind of motivated to make like a starter one, just because I think some people, I see it on Discord and stuff like that. Sometimes people get really frustrated when they just can't get to where they're trying to get. And, you know, there's something to be said for learning to fly like patterns and stuff like that. But, you know, if somebody doesn't have a quick win in Microsoft Flight Simulator, like getting to the spot they want to, I feel like it can really... really early in simming, because I'm relatively new to it myself. Yeah, no problem, man. Glad it was useful. Vincent says press D to sync gyro. Oh, I've never done that, actually. I've actually never done that. Let me hit it real quick. Oh, that did work. Nice. Hey, that's a great tip. Yeah, I've never used the D key. So apparently, Vincent's saying just press D like Delta. It'll sync your gyro automatically. Sync the card right here. Nice, that's great.
I don't know about D, but I put B and it does barometric pressure.
But it is kind of fun to set it manually. All right, sorry, I'm a little slow here, guys. All right, let's get going. We're on ground, so we're good. We have our course set. We're going to... oh, I know what I need to look up. I need to go over here to the Comanche manual. I'm going to go to the performance tables and look up what our cruise power settings are going to be, or at least have them on standby over here. All right, there we go. So we're 75% at 6,500 feet. We have sea level. So over here is C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 feet. Max is 22.8 on the manifold pressure at 2,400 RPM. If we do 65, we want to be in between. We might need to interpolate here. We could go 65% at 2,100 RPMs and then 22.3. So that's not bad either. Pilot Unknown says, does it inject traffic? No, it does not do that yet. I think they've been talking about it as a future thing. They've also been talking about doing multiplayer, where basically, not necessarily injecting the traffic yet, but I think one of the first things they talked about was like putting in multiplayer calls. So if somebody is in the same airspace, you'll hear those calls. Not your voice being recorded, but like the response from the controller. I don't know. Maybe they'll actually make it so it reads the call from the pilot as well in an AI voice. I'm not sure, but they've been talking about that stuff. JD says, what other tutorial videos do you have planned soon? Expanding on the first one, making it part of a series. It was just a single video. I don't really have like a series planned. A lot of the time when I make one, it's just because I'm excited to do something specifically. I might be doing a video in the Comanche. I actually recorded one yesterday, but the landing was not great. It was kind of... I didn't get my flaps out in time. It was a little embarrassing, so I might end up posting that one. But I did record a full flight in the Comanche, VFR flight in the Comanche. Or sorry, it was actually IFR in the Comanche. So I might end up posting that as well after I edit it. Is it talking to the default AI traffic around the airport? No, right now it's actually just using. It's faking it all. So it just has a generic, what they call chatter in the background. So it's just randomized.
Sounds realistic though. Sounds really good.
Phrases and things, just so it sounds.
Very impressed with how it sounds,
you know?
actually.
You can turn it off, you can turn it on, up, down, like how often it happens and stuff like that. Yeah, Vloni, what's up? All right, let me move on to the next step here, finally. So we just need taxi, and we'll see which runway they give us. We're going to tell them we have the numbers because the ATIS here is, as you guys pointed out, military, and I can't actually access it, so we'll see what they give us. El Centro Ground, Piper 63 Echo, ready to taxi. We have the numbers. I've never tried we have the numbers before, so let's see what they say.
Sounds so realistic too.
Piper 63 Echo, give me just a second.
Give me just a sec.
So let's see if they give us
cool.
a correct taxiway here. There's 30 and 12, 26 and 8. And we're down here at the south, right near the tower. Oh, sorry, the tower's over here, actually.
Let's check out our aircraft while we're waiting for him.
Tornado 892 Tango.
Talking to somebody else. Nav lights as required, parking brake. Green on the gear. It's not very bright.
Not sure where he's going.
Can't tell if it's actually
Let's wait till he says that, because we can go to the flight plan.
Jocko says it's incredible how far G1000s come. But you could find a rotary knob controller for the G1000.
Oh, I want that.
Oh yeah, just the knobs would be nice.
$2,000 for the whole panel.
G1000 in the closet, and I never use it. Show the UI so the guys can see it. Yeah, that'll take me a second. Hold on. Make sure there's nothing personal in there. I don't think there is. Yeah, hold on. That'll take me a second. It sounds like it's not getting back to me, though. So they said, give me a second, and they haven't replied to me yet. Okay, say intentions. There we go. Okay, here's what the UI looks like. So you can see, if you need this, it shows you the known frequencies for where you are. It shows the status of your comm radios and transponder. It shows if you're connected to the network, to the ATC network, basically, and flight sim. And then you have a transcript, and then this gray area in the middle shows any assignments, basically, like if you have flight following yet, assigned altitude, heading, transponder code, all that. It actually shows runway 12 right here, runway 12 as our departure, but it hasn't replied to me yet for some reason.
It takes notes for you.
It's a very simple UI, and usually I just don't even look at it. You're supposed to just throw it in the background and not even need it. So let me ask them again for taxi instructions. El Centro ground, Piper 63 Echo, ready to taxi for departure. I'll just leave off the with the numbers thing and see if that confused it. So many forgotten toys in my closet. Yeah, honestly, because I stream and make videos, like
the ATC's still like, hold on a second.
For the most part, I'm not using that stuff on the stream, right? I can't easily show you guys, and it doesn't really add much to the experience of watching the stream. Just watching me move knobs with my hand, right? Like, whoopee, we get it. It's hardware. You have it.
I can't use my head tracker because I have my camera on.
It doesn't really add much.
My other camera is a light for my green screen in the back because I don't have that lit up. Taxiway Alpha is where he's going to be going.
Piper 63 Echo. All right, so as usual, like we're not going to expect. Actually, we can get to 12 via Alpha right here. So I know like it's going to be an ongoing thing. Them working on taxi instructions. All right, our nav lights are on. Our strobe was on. Prop is full forward. I got my taxi light on using a shortcut. What's up, A-Rec? How's it going? Oh yeah, Knobster looks really cool. I went the wrong way. Let's turn around. Does the Comanche have random failures? Yes. Yeah, actually, can you turn... I don't think you can turn that stuff off in the Comanche, can you? I didn't mean for this to be a Comanche stream, but the Comanche is incredible. I don't know if you can turn that stuff off. Is it under advanced options? Okay, I have the wear rate. Oh yeah, it is. So I have that stuff on. These are the default settings. So we have the wear rate on normal, failure rate normal. I don't know. I guess there's a difference in turbulence. It does show like the screen's shaking and stuff, like the panel will start shaking and stuff like that. But I do have them on, which is the default. Yeah, I did the walk around at the start of the stream, and the Comanche has this incredible feature I haven't seen anywhere else, which is you can turn off crash damage, because I was doing on-air company, and I'm required to turn it on for that. I need to turn it off in case I touch my wing against a building or something like that. I don't want to end the stream because of that stuff. All right, we're gonna go make a left here on what looks like Delta, and then up Echo, Alpha, Foxtrot to runway 12. These are not the instructions they gave us, but taxiway, there has been nothing I've ever used other than human ATC that can get the taxiway.
All right, we're on his butt.
And I think there's just some huge complication with the routing and the data.
That sucks. You know, usually you want to
all the details from the the devs note, I'm sure, but I'm not
get that ATC locked down. That's something you really want to do normally.
Every other ATC I've ever used has a problem with the taxiways. Oh, Liam says that it's the data. You have to manually start AccuSeason before every flight. No, you don't. Oh, it's okay. I know about it, so I can definitely help Patrick. You do not have to start it before every flight. Basically, when you run it, and I'm talking about AccuSeason Advanced is the newest one. It just installs like any other add-on. So any other add-on you would use a program to install, it works the same way. It's up to you if you want to enable the automated thing where on a schedule, it will make sure it's using the current week, the vegetation and the trees and the terrain coloration for the current week. So I actually do that manually. So whenever I feel like updating the terrain and the trees and all that, all I do is open AccuSeason manually, I pick a new week and hit apply, and it's done. But you can set it up to be automated, where at a certain time of day, it'll automatically open the program and update it for you. I just like to be in control, so I turn that off. Oh, Liam says the only taxiway data available is from Jeppesen and costs $50,000 a year. And they're going to have to raise the price of Sayintentions.
That's crazy.
If we're going to get that. Dude, Mike, 10 gifted memberships. Thanks so much, dude. All right, guys, let's go left here on Alpha, follow the yellow line if I can. And then we're going to turn right on Foxtrot for runway 12. And we're going to switch over to Tower ourselves. Thanks, Mike, dude. Appreciate it, man. Sorry, we're going to have to listen to a bunch more kazoos here. All right, this is Alpha. We're going to turn right on Foxtrot. We're going to contact Tower. There is one setting in Sayintentions called the student pilot mode. I do have that turned on. It's on by default. You can turn it off, and it will not give you such explicit instructions. So one of the things it does is do things like reads out frequencies you should already know. So for example, or like Tower, for example, like the ground controller told me, to taxi to runway 12, and then he said to contact ground on blah blah blah, or contact Tower on 119.1. If you have student pilot mode on, something like him telling you that frequency would not be included. It's meant to be more realistic. So, and these are things I'm learning even with the help of the dev team there, because I'm not a real world pilot. I don't know what's realistic and what's not when it comes to that stuff. So for me, I'm used to, say, VATSIM, for example. They will tell you to contact Tower on a frequency. They'll monitor you on the ground and see when you get to the threshold and tell you to contact Tower. But from all the real-world pilots involved in the project and some feedback I got from them when I'm learning it myself, they say, like, those are unrealistic things. So you switching over to Tower yourself is an expectation generally in the real world, according to them. So those kind of things can be turned off, but it is a,
interesting.
It is a default setting with student pilot mode on. So you are hearing the student pilot mode. probably rely on autopilot a little bit just to make my life easier, but the autopilot in this is very simple. We basically have ST mode, which is like the stabilizes the wings, just holds your wings level. Heading mode for following your heading, and then low and high sensitivity track of whatever your nav source is, so GPS in this case, which is not super reliable. And then there's just an altitude hold. And when you use altitude hold, you have to manually adjust your pitch trim when it yells at you, because it does not have the ability to modify your pitch trim, only the elevators or the stabilizer. So yeah, anyway, let's get going here. We need to go over to tower. Tower is 119.1. I'll switch that over here onto tower, and then we'll put in our departure
Standing by in line for Kip. He's first out.
25.2. That's set. Whoops, I transferred it. All right, we're on with tower and 125.2. If 125.2 is wrong for some reason, my backup plan is to use 128.6 up here for Los Angeles Center. So we will see what they say. All right, so we're taking off from El Centro. I accidentally chose a military airport. TJ says, what mod is that to change the other player's name tags? It's on flightsim.to. Just search for nameplates or multiplayer, and you'll find it. It's the only one on there. It's called like improved multiplayer nameplates or something like that. All right, cool. Sorry, I realize that I feel like I'm so slow whenever I do this. All right, we're at runway 12. Let's go ahead and tell them we're ready for departure in a second. Let me check the checklist again. Taxi. I should do the run up. If you don't do the run up on this, it can be bad. Altimeter is set. Heading indicator is set. Green, yes. Nav lights are on. Parking brake release and test brakes on initial roll. So run up. We should be positioned into the wind. I'll just do it here. Full on the mixture. Bring it up to 2,000 RPMs and check the mags. I do need to use I have needed to use carb heating temporarily on the ground in the past to clear out some like icing when it's cold outside to get the mag drop to be correct. So we're at 2020. It shouldn't drop more than under 1900 or 1900, and it is. So this has happened to me before. So this is a huge mag drop. So I think I cleared it before by leaving this up and then running the carb heat just for a few seconds. So carb heat is dropping like a good 140, 150. This might be the wrong procedure, but this has happened to me before. I'm sure one of you guys knows better. So their RPMs are going up just a little bit. So I'll pull out the carb heat again and then reduce our power. There's a whole engine indication thing I can look at that'll show me like which cylinders aren't firing correctly yet. All right, let's try the mag drop again. That's still about 190 on the drop. It's not supposed to be more than 125. This happens to me periodically, and I never know if I'm doing the right thing by putting in the carb heat to like clear some carbon from the cylinder or whatever technical thing we need to do here.
It just preheats the air coming into the carburetor, so it flips on from cold air to warm air, so that way the air going in is a little warm. It's a preheat, carb heat. Preheats the air so it doesn't ice up inside the carburetor. Way better than the left. The left is having an issue.
And
if he's having issues,
do is go here into the maintenance under the engine analyzer, and you can watch when they're kind of misfiring or running too hot. Like this one, it looks like cylinder 1 is not running as hot as the other ones. Lean out the mixture for 60 seconds, Piper says. All right, let's try that. Oh, lean the mixture, increase the throttle to burn it off. Okay, not carb heat. Carb heat's just making it unnecessarily hot on the CHTs, right?
Right. Yeah, you're right.
All right, 2,000 RPMs. I lean the mixture a bit. Let's check left again. Oh, there we go. That's a lot better. Okay, that was a drop of only 90. Okay, perfect. Nice. Thanks, guys. I knew somebody would teach me. Thank you. Thank you very much. I should have just yelled to the mountain. Okay, cool. That's good then. All right, carb heat is in. I shouldn't have used carb heat then. That's just for suspected icing. And now we're running too hot, so I need to put the mixture all the way back in. And them to get up to 400, and it warns us at 380.
All right.
All right, cool. Let's call the tower now and finally get out of here. Sorry, guys. I knew I was signing up for this when I chose the Comanche, but it's just too cool of a plane.
It is.
To not want to fly it, so. All right, let's call El Centro Tower. Tell them we're holding short 12. El Centro Tower, Piper 6-3 Echo, holding short runway 12, ready for departure. All right, Tower, get back to us. Dude, Sierra, 10 gifted memberships. You guys are crazy. Thanks so much, Sierra.
Piper 6-3 Echo, runway 12,
oh, there we go.
line up and wait.
Runway 12, line up and wait, Piper 6-3 Echo. All right, line up and wait, runway 12. Landing lights are on. Strobe light is on. Mixture is rich and prop is full forward. Now, this runway diagram looked a little weird, so I want to make sure
Diamond
we're...
Tree 71 Bravo Charlie, cleared to land runway 27, caution birds on final.
Runway 12 is way to the right here. All right, here is runway 12. So I guess the numbers...
Echo, winds calm. Runway 12 cleared for takeoff.
I guess the numbers are like behind us maybe? But this is 12 according to my heading indicator and according to the map here. Runway 12 cleared for takeoff, Piper 6-3 Echo. All right, full forward, parking brake off, strobe landing light. All right, putting my pump on for takeoff. And we're gonna give it full throttle here. Dude, Big Sierra, thanks again for the 10 gifted, dude. All right, let's do our takeoff roll. We're looking for 85 knots.
Alpha Mike, extend downwind spacing for arriving.
Oh, we're already taking off. We're pretty light, I guess. All right, getting ready with the gear. We're gonna trim. We're about 105. 105 is our VY in this. We can go faster if we need to. Let's see. Engine temperatures aren't yelling at us anymore, so I'm okay with doing 105 for our takeoff. All right, gear coming up. We'll watch the gear come up, at least the nose wheel. Do have the gear up. The gear is not coming up. Gear is right here. Gear is up. Uh-oh, am I getting a failure? We might actually be getting a failure.
Piper 6-3 Echo, contact departure on 125.2. Have a good evening.
Oh, was that up? Oh, there we go. How did that get up? The emergency gear lever was... Did I hit that by accident? All right, gear is up now, and I didn't hear what they said. Say again for Piper 6-3 Echo. Probably told us just to contact departure.
Piper 6-3 Echo, contact departure on 125.2. Have a good evening.
All right, 125.2 over to departure, Piper 6-3 Echo, thanks. All right, we're gonna get our turn coming out here. We're already at 1,500 feet. Get our turn out to the right. I pulled back my RPMs back to the max, which should be 2,400 after takeoff. And put our electric pump off. All right, let's switch over to departure. 25.2, let's see if this frequency is correct. And I don't know if this is Los Angeles departure or what. Let's see what we get. Departure Piper 6063 Echo, 2,600 feet, climbing 6,500 feet.
Last aircraft, be advised, nobody is listening on this frequency
Okay,
near
so
your
it
position.
looks like the military airport. Maybe we got a wrong
Piper 6-3
frequency.
Echo, you are leaving my airspace. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
So that's happened to me before when I've had the wrong frequency. All right, let's go ahead and just get turned on a course here, and then I'll look up the other another frequency. So let's use that backup frequency. This is probably just because we're doing a military, or I did a military airport, military field, probably a bad idea. So let's try 128.6, 28.6. See if it's Los Angeles Center. It should be a departure frequency. I could look at the sectional, I guess.
Echo radar contact 4 miles south of El Centro NAF at 3,600 feet.
Weird.
Altimeter 3009er.
3009er, Piper 63 Echo. All right. So when I switched to what I thought was the correct frequency, it replied to me as if I was already on there. All right, I'm going to chalk this up to user error where I'm using, when I departed from a military airport and it has no departure. I'm actually not sure the expectation for military airports. All right, let's get our autopilot on heading bug. Get heading mode here. And we're pitched down a little bit. Get up to like 120 knots or so on our airspeed. Liam says it's a glitch, this plane or something like that. If you take a look at their YouTube channel, what is the name of their founder? I forget his name. He's so good at the videos he made are so good. Okay, we're at 5,400 feet, going up to 6,500. But just, I feel like it's probably a small team, and it is a very, very detailed plane. I feel like this plane is like regarded as the best GA plane that exists in all of Microsoft Flight Sim right now. So I'm not complaining. But then again, I haven't been like following A2A. Let's check our takeoff here. Rotate, verify, climb. Yes, that's all done. Climb, fuel pump off at 1,000. I did that. Reduced to 24 and 24 at 1,000 feet for max power. So we're at 23.7 and 2,400. Already reduced the RPMs there. We are almost at 6,500 feet, so I'm going to start pitching us forward a little bit before I hit the altitude hold button here. And we're going to click it just about 40 feet or so before we get to the 5, just to anticipate it so it can pull us to vertical speed of 0 and hold. So I'm clicking it now, pull us down. Then we'll get our cruise settings in. Whoops! Oh my God, that scared me, dude. I clicked my browser window off the outside of the flight sim window, and that happened. So if we go 75% power, we can do 2,400 and 22.8 is our expected manifold pressure. So I'll pull back to 22.8 and then we'll lean it out. All right, 22.8. I hear the autopilot yelling at us to trim. So here in this plane, you need to trim up and down as it tells you to, because it doesn't have authority over the actual trim. It can only use the elevator, basically. All right, we're on heading mode, going towards our desired track over here to the north. Zoom in here a little bit so we can see that. And I got traffic. We got Jeff, Kevo, Chris is joining, AREC, and I see Delta Tango on the ground in an Airbus, which is, usually we don't see Delta in an Airbus. He's in an Airbus. Vincent says Navigraph has VFR sectionals. Yep, you're seeing it right here in the corner. Yeah, I'm using the sectionals. Sometimes I'll use their VFR maps just because you can zoom into the taxiway diagrams, which is really convenient. But yeah, the sectionals are really nice to have now. Yeah, so if you're in the US, you get the FAA sectionals. It's here in the map button. It's added at the bottom. So US only, since it's FAA stuff, but yeah, you do have the sectionals now. Okay, let's go ahead and lean this. I'm going to pull this back. What did I say? 22.3. Pull back the power just a little bit. 22.3 and 2,400. All right, that's good enough. And then all we do to lean it, one of the methods is just pull it back until it starts shaking, and then add 2 gallons on top of that of fuel flow. So I'll pull that back and I'll watch the current fuel flow. Wait for the RPM gauge to start shaking around, and I'll start feeling it in the plane itself.
How fast is he going?
Still
He's
leaning
going.
it, still leaning it. It's getting a little shaky. There we we go. There it is. 12.5, so we're going to go up to 14.5 gallons per hour. All right, there's 14.6. All right, close enough. We'll just make sure we're good here. 22.3, 2400, and leaned out, so we're in good shape. It also has the fuel flow target here based on your power, so we're at 73, and right here it's right before the 75 mark right there, so it's pretty much on the money as far as leaning in. All right, 22.3, 2400. Vincent says you can zoom into taxiways from this. Oh, can you really? Oh, you can. Today I learned, oh yeah, if you zoom far enough, you just get the taxiway. Dude, thank you. Man, I'm learning more. Why am I the one making the tutorials for some things? I just, what I do is just secretly listen to you guys in the live streams and then turn them into videos. No, I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't know you could do that. All right, we are off course now, so let me turn with the heading mode, a little more south to get onto course, and then we'll go ahead and enable the track mode, high sensitivity, and it's yelling at us to trim down, so I'm going to do that. All right, we're going about 145 knots, it looks like, roughly. All right, once we get closer to this course, unlike something like the NXI, this autopilot is very basic, so it's not going to accurately make giant turns for us or accurately keep us like perfectly on course. So I'm going to go ahead and just go in manually with heading mode for now, and I'll just switch over to high sensitivity track when this needle gets almost all the way in. Let's make sure all of our gauges are looking good. We're in the green, a little high on the fuel pressure. It's almost into the yellow. Oil temp, CHTs, and fuel pressure is good. RPMs are holding steady, 22.3 and 14.5 gallons per hour. And our altitude's good too. All right, we're almost right in there. So from 2482, a heading of, or a course of 261 will be next. All right, let's check our airspace. So it's not going to be too long until we get towards the San Diego Bravo, and we just need to make sure that we can transition the airspace, which I would guess we're going to do before we talk to tower. Just because the airspace is so big, we're going to need approach to give us permission to tune in there. So let's see if there's actually an approach frequency shown here. Yeah, right here. So contact SoCal approach, 14,000 and below on 124.35. So technically that's what we should be contacting once we get in there. 24.35. So I'll put that on standby. And we are going to be a little close to these... we'll see. We're a little south maybe of where those peaks are at 6,900. Just to review what we're passing by here as far as terrain goes. So we have a 6.7 section here. This square.
Let's speed up. Let's catch up to them. What is my? Are my graphics like that for real? Doesn't look good.
4,800. We're at 6,500. It looks like we're good for our specific route, that we don't have to worry about the those sectional minimums there. Those aren't MEAs. I always forget. I always think MEA, which is a minimum on-route altitude, which is more for your IFR charts when you're on an airway. I forget what these minimum elevation. I forget the acronym for this one. For the giant numbers for each of the quadrants. All right, 6,500 still. Will the AI be on that frequency? That's what we'll find out. It should. I mean, this is kind of a major piece of information when you're approaching something like Bravo airspace. Yeah, 67 would be the highest point, and it also includes padding above that point, I believe, but I just forget the acronym for it. Do you know the acronym for it? It's not MEA. MEA is minimum on-route altitude. Is it MSA? Minimum? No. MSA is minimum safe altitude, which is based on 25 miles from an airport usually. But I'm not sure what. I forget the name of this one. Minimum elevation. Is it MEF? Minimum elevation figure? Or maximum elevation figure? Something. All right, so coming up we have, let's see, our new turn. We're at 260, so I need to update this, and I need to check my gyro as well. So 260 on our current track. Let's update this. 260 is right here. Sync this up, and then let's check our compass again. Compass is showing about 7 towards 24 from west. I don't know how I say it. I say it a weird way. There's 5, 6, 7 right about there. That should be accurate. There's a first time for everything. So what I can do, like, if I'm ever unsure of who I'm on with and stuff like that, I can look at the UI like this and see who talked to us last. If I'm not sure about the problem, it looks like, yeah, that original frequency I was on was not valid for some reason, or a bug, like Liam was saying. But we're on SoCal Center right now, so we can see that there. So I'll go ahead and hide that again. I have it actually behind my simulator, so I can't look at it at all. Beautiful scenery. Yeah, we got some nice terrain coming up here. We are in the middle of the desert at this point. Oh, you can ask, who is this? Oh, here, let's try it. Who is this? I'm not even going to say my call sign. I just want to see what it says.
That's cool.
SoCal Center. Just making sure we're on the right frequency. Thanks, Piper 63 Echo. Thanks so much. All right, fuel flow is still good. Everything's still in the green. Let's check our cruise. We should have checked our cruise already, but we already did all this. Throttle, prop, and mixture all set.
Piper 63 Echo, affirmative. Remain on this frequency.
All right, we'll remain on this frequency, Piper 63 Echo. Thanks. Fuel pump, we turned that off when I was about 1,000 AGL, and just checked these things, so we're good. Yeah, this terrain's a little scary, but I guess we can see the horizon, so we're not below it, at least here. This seems, it might be a little bit sketchy. We'll see how it goes. Look at the sectional here, 4,900 for that peak. Los Pinos Mountain, 4850 or 4805 here, and we're at 6,500. We have a reservoir coming up, Loveland Reservoir. We have some VFR reporting points here. We should probably know these actually. This is something, you know, you would have, if you were an actual pilot, would have researched this entire route before you hopped in the plane. But these little flags here represent like VFR reporting points, so they may. I don't know if there's anything custom into San Diego. They could potentially ask us, you know, report Cottonwood, report San Miguel, report Mount Helix, these points with the flags here, report San Diego State. So there's a lot of these VFR reporting points here. I'm not sure how customized San Diego is right now, though. Liam says, I've had it happen where I can't remember who I'm talking to, and one day I asked and it just told me. Nice. Peter says, what plane? This is the A2A Piper Comanche. It's in the marketplace, and it's on their own website, I believe. And it's It is pretty highly regarded from most people as the best GA aircraft that you can get in the simulator. I've just been recently flying it the last few weeks, and I already have to agree. Yeah, this thing is amazing. Nismo says AI response is awesome. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said when the stream started, like this is the worst that any AI ATC is gonna be, basically. You know, maybe save like a brand new product coming out that we haven't heard of, but you know, as far as Sayintentions is concerned, I mean, the speed of the development. I don't know how long it's been in development actually, but just seeing how many updates have been coming out with the beta recently is just really promising. And I can't imagine the complexity of building something like this. So I'm pretty stoked to use it, just because it's already better than Microsoft Flight Sim, even though, you know, this one, Sayintentions, is starting with VFR, which is arguably more difficult than IFR in a way. I mean, it has to be much more wary of every single airspace that exists. Whereas if you have it run IFR, then the presumption is that you're cleared through every airspace when you're on an IFR flight plan. So I think I can understand people saying like VFR is more complex. We get some good turbulence here over the terrain here. Is it more powerful than the 182? miles per hour, so that's roughly, what is that, 20, 40, 60, 170 knots-ish, 165, 170 knots in the green band, so it's turning us a little right. It's kind of blowing us off course a little bit. All right, we are coming up in a little bit to the Bravo transition. So we are at risk of busting the Bravo until we get clearance to go through it. So it's this shelf, outer shelf here on the east, is between 5,800 and 10,000 feet, which we are in. So we need to make sure that we get their permission to transition the Bravo airspace. SoCal Piper 63 Echo would like permission to transition the San Diego Bravo airspace. They know we're going to San Diego as our destination. So actually, let me double check that it knows that. Oh no, it says destination unknown. So I did say San Diego in my first call.
Echo Comanche PA24 clear to transition the San Diego Bravo airspace at or below 6,500 feet.
All right, cleared into the San Diego Bravo at or below 6,500 feet. Piper 63 Echo. So I'm not sure if we have actual flight following them. So that might have been an issue just because of having the wrong frequency. Okay, it says flight following active. But it says our destination is unknown, so I'm just going to remind them. I think it missed it when I gave...
Echo, you are cleared into the San Diego class Bravo airspace. Maintain current altitude.
That's cool.
Until clear of the Bravo. Remain this frequency.
All right, we'll maintain current altitude and heading until clear of the Bravo. Piper 63 Echo. All right, so, man, this turbulence is kind of crazy. I'm just going to pull back on the throttle just a little bit. Maybe we can smooth it out. We are in the green band here on our airspeed indicator, but I just want to... It's getting a little violent in here. Let's see if the passengers are enjoying it. Sir? He doesn't look too worried.
No, he
She looks a
doesn't.
little concerned. She's just staring up into the air, which
See
is
if I can.
kind of what I do. Oh, she's looking around. It's kind of what I do when I'm in a small plane like this. I just try to ignore that I'm in a small plane because I'm terrified. Okay, let me ask for flight following specifically to San Diego and see if it gets us there. They blink creepy, yeah, a little bit. Following activated.
Echo flight following already established to San Diego Airport.
Okay. Said it was already established. Maybe it's just a bug in the UI. Anyway, yeah, it says it knows. It said maintain current altitude. Let me verify that it's 6,500. SoCal, can you confirm altitude for Piper 63 Echo? All right, 260 on our heading still. That's about to change. Reaching Beret. Or was that from before? Zoom in. I know, we're reaching Beret right now.
Piper 63 Echo.
All right, he just said Piper 63 Echo. So I guess we're good. He said maintain current altitude, the last we heard, and heading. Okay, and then San Diego, I think we should go ahead and get at least a visual runway set up. I think they pretty much always land on the east-facing runway, so I'll at least get the visual approach set up here. A little too late. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed already, actually. All right, so we'll do the visual for 2.7 and load the approach. And then let's just go down to our VNAV calculator. Okay, and then we'll choose the target waypoint and find the final one. Here we go, straight below 1100. So we'll put in 1100 as our target altitude. All right, it says to start our descent now, so we should probably do that. Piper 63 Echo would like to start our VFR descent into San Diego. So he did assign us maintain our current altitude, so I'm letting him know we want to descend. So we're already in the Bravo. We're kind of skirting along this shelf of the Bravo, but we're cleared into these other shelves in front of us here. Let's see if he replies to us. Until he does, we're just holding 6,500. And he actually said to hold our current heading, so I'm going to switch this to heading mode and stick our heading bug straight ahead so we don't do any more turns. He's not expecting us to do any turns.
I'm going to start swinging in behind him a little bit.
Green, 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 green. Looks good. Prop RPM still good. Fuel flow is still... It's a little low because I pulled the power back a little bit just because we're in a little bit of turbulence here. Alright, he's not replying yet. We'll give him another like 30 seconds or so and then bug him a second time. We got a bunch of fog over here. That is not great. Dull Geek says, it'd be interesting to know if AI scolds you if you get off their instructions. So I haven't done it myself, but on the Sayintentions website, if you go to their site, they actually have a leaderboard for people who have diverted and got a phone number to call, basically. What do they call that section? Let me look at their website. I think it says like top pilot deviations or something. Yeah, 30-day pilot deviation leaderboard is what it has on there. So it shows who's deviated the most, so we'll see. Oh, Liam says he got one last night. Yeah. Dude, Liam, thanks so much for 10 more gifted. Dude, you guys are crazy today. Appreciate that. Big Sierra, Mike, Big Sierra, and Liam. Thanks for all the gifted today, guys. Enjoy your mustachioed badges, everybody. People were saying they were talked to when they busted a Delta. Yeah, I mean, luckily we got cleared into the Bravo, but I don't want to descend. I don't want to leave our altitude or heading until we're told to. So let's ask him again. Maybe he didn't hear us. SoCal, Piper 63 Echo would like to descend towards San Diego Airport. I don't know how to properly say it. I feel like I have no idea what to say with VFR requests, but I know for the most part what to say for IFR. Like usually with the IFR, you would just say you're ready for descent. Not getting some freezes here in the sim.
Echo, descend at your discretion, maintain VFR.
Nice. Descend at our discretion, maintain VFR, Piper 63 Echo. All right, let's go ahead and turn off the altitude hold, and I'm just gonna pull our power back and pitch trim down slightly.
Landing gear.
Our vertical speed required got changed here. So he said to descend at our discretion, but he didn't say to resume our own navigation. And this got reset somehow. We're going 2,000 feet per minute. Let me trim up just a little bit here. We probably need to just ask him for a heading. Could Piper 63 Echo get a heading towards San Diego Airport, please? Double check our gyro drift again. 6 away from west. 5-6, that looks accurate still.
Piper 63 Echo fly, heading 258 vector for San Diego Airport.
Heading 258, Piper 63 Echo. All right, 258. All right, right about there. 258 vector. Nice. I haven't requested that before, so that's awesome. All right, we're almost in the yellow band of our speed, so I'm gonna pull that down.
Landing
Yep,
gear.
Angela just caught it as well.
Landing gear.
And let me go and see if we can get our VSR back here. Go back into utilities, VCalc. Actually, what I should do is I'm just going to go to our flight plan procedure, activate the approach. All right, straight, estimated 1100. Utilities, VCalc, straight. All right, 1200 feet per minute. So we got it back on that straight waypoint, 1250. We're at about 1400 feet per minute right now. All right, let's get our prop and mixture set. Prop, I shouldn't be more than 2400 until we're like on approach. Let me go ahead and get our mixture in a bit more though.
Piper 63 Echo transition through the San Diego Delta is approved. Remain this frequency.
San Diego Delta. We'll remain this frequency, Piper 63 Echo. All right, can we see the airport? It's right over there. So we need to disconnect autopilot and fly the direction ourselves. He's not passing us off to the tower, so I need to tell him we have it in sight. Piper 63 Echo has San Diego field in sight. Right, I need to switch to the tower myself. I'm always waiting because I'm so used to IFR to be told to switch, and that's just not what we get. So 1183 for tower.
Piper 63 Echo
Landing
Roger, contact
gear.
San Diego Tower on 118.3.
Over to San Diego Tower 118.3. Thanks, Piper 63 Echo. All right, let's check our distance here. 5
gonna
miles
follow
from
him in.
straight, so that gives us about 8 miles to the east. Let's swap that over. San Diego Tower, Piper 6063 Echo, 8 miles to the east. Request full stop landing. Kazoo cover of the landing song. You know, I didn't get the numbers yet either. Oh my god, I'm so far behind the plane. This is terrifying. 1348. 348.
Piper 63 Echo for runway 28 right.
Say again for Piper 63 Echo. It just said for runway 28 right. There's only a runway 28. Oh no, there's a 27. There's not even a 28.
Piper 63 Echo for runway 28 right.
There is no runway 28 right at San Diego.
Call it out. Tell them.
This looks like a bug needs to be fixed with the runways there. All right, let's go prop full forward. And I'm way too high. It says we need 2,000 feet per minute. This is a horrible approach. I'm just failing massively at the end here. Piper 63 Echo looking for full stop landing runway 27. Surprised they didn't ask to confirm the correct information. Yeah, I think they'll tell me I can do it if let's get our gear out so we can go idle here. Fuel pump is on. Yeah, I'm too far behind the plane. I definitely am behind big time here. I don't even have the ATIS, so I'm just gonna cheat, hit B on my keyboard so our altitude's accurate. It didn't really give us, I wish it gave me a vector a little more to the south, and I guess it just aims us directly at the
Skylane
airport.
422 Alpha Mike cleared for takeoff runway tree fly straight out.
Alright, one notch of flaps out.
On runway 33, flying straight out, Skylane
So they still didn't tell us there's a 27, right? So, or a 27, runway 27. San Diego Tower, Piper 6.
All right,
Echo,
I might be
request
heading in front of
landing,
them.
Runway 27.
Piper 6-3 Echo, clear to land runway 27.
Clear to land runway 27, Piper 6-3 Echo. So I don't have the, I didn't grab the ATIS, that's my fault, bad piloting.
500.
Oh yeah, I should actually log the debug. Debug, controller at San Diego, giving me runway 28 right when only runway 27 exists. So that'll file a bug report.
Thanks. Debug logged.
Alright, let's get those names off. 100 knot. Alright, flaps are full at about 95 miles per hour or so.
All right.
We do have our pump on, all of our lights are on, strobes.
I landed right in front of them, flaps up.
I'm getting just a few stutters here just in the sim, probably just loading all the custom San Diego scenery. Looks like the windsock's blowing from behind us and to the left a little, so we're at about 90 knots. Little bounce there. Under 1,000 RPM. Trying to be very nice to the brakes. I don't want to wear them out. It'll actually cause your, if you try to did an aborted takeoff, the brake performance is like severe. In real life. I haven't flown anything in real life.
Warrior 7 Tango Charlie, enter right downwind for runway 27.
I've only been a passenger in my girlfriend's flights when she's been in them training. All right, sweet. Let's get the flaps up. Let's get the strobe off, landing light off, fuel pump off. Lean the mixture a little bit and. Charlie 5. San Diego Ground Piper 6-3 Echo is clear of runway 27 at Charlie 5. Request parking. Would say like GA parking or something like that. Could have fooled me. Look, you can take this sim somewhat seriously and know
Piper
nothing
6-3
about
Echo, hold on a second.
flying an actual airplane. But yeah, I'm just a sim player. I keep thinking, I don't know, it hasn't happened yet. I haven't gotten bit by the bug yet to do a discovery flight. It's kind of a running joke. And, I'm more interested in the procedures and all the nerdy stuff that I can do in the sim, really, than flying a plane for real. I used to have 4Flight, actually. I used to use it a lot, but I've since
4Flight's cool.
saved some money, and I exclusively just use Navigraph now. But 4Flight is amazing. I just really wanted Jeppesen charts, and I didn't want to pay $200 for them, so... Navigraph is definitely the value choice for simmers for sure. So yeah, everyone else made it just fine. Unlike me, I feel like I was panicking at the end there. Oh, you're dead zone on Discord. Awesome, Vincent. Thanks for being on the Discord server, dude. Liam says from the Discord, Brian knows what the issue is. Oh, I was working on fixing it. Nice, dude. I swear. So Brian's like the dev for the software. I have. The amount of motivation, responsiveness, and work that he's putting into it is absolutely incredible. Yeah, he's just been, as like a newish beta tester, it's just been awesome just watching him. Sean says earlier in your stream you mentioned Navigraph and Rex as my favorite mods. Yeah. Where's We Love VFR? Oh, it's on my list. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, just to keep things concise. But I think I have We Love VFR linked on my website and stuff like that. But yeah, if you're on PC, like We Love VFR and the other, what is it, Mamu ones. They're incredible. I have both of those installed. Solar Panels and Power Lines is the other one by the same developer. Those are both incredible. Yeah, I love those mods. Anything to make VFR flying and just add scenery. I also recently installed one for cleaning up the photogrammetry on the water. It's in the marketplace and it's called like Shoreline Projects or something, and that one is also amazing.
Holding point Bravo 2 via taxiway.
All right, I'm gonna ask them again. They kind of forgot about me.
3 Echo taxi to parking via Charlie. Remain this frequency.
Oh, he
Good
got
day.
me. Taxi to parking via Charlie will remain this frequency. Thanks. Piper 63 Echo. Happy New Year, bro. All right, to the right. Let's go. He remembered me. I guess that's what I get for going to a busy airport or just a little guy. All right, on
There he is.
Charlie now. We're gonna
What's
pass
up, Kip?
by, it's like Foxtrot and then Hotel. Turn left on Hotel up ahead for GA parking. All right, I do have my flaps up. All the lights are off except for taxi light and beacon. We're good there.
There you are. Where you going, man?
Let's make sure Lena is required trim to neutral. That's something I can
All
do
right,
while we're moving.
we're gonna
here. Move
follow
that
him.
Trim back to neutral position. This is one of those planes that will remember the position of every single knob, switch, dial, you know, every stain you left on the seats from sweating it out on final to San Diego, not having the ATIS yet. All that stuff is preserved. So if you don't do things like reset the rudder trim, your next takeoff might be a little sketchy. Or setting the elevator trim, rather.
Piper 63 Echo taxi to parking via Charlie. Remain this frequency. Good day.
Taxi to parking via Charlie, remain this frequency. Piper 63 Echo. I'm talking pretty fast too, and it's making it's doing pretty good at the speech recognition, even though I'm talking kind of fast. When they say with a Golf to land, does it mean gas? No. So I'm not sure if you're making a joke, Peter, or not. No offense. I'm not sure if you're making a joke or not, but I'll give you a serious answer just in case. All right, we're at signature. Golf. So every airport that has a weather observing station, so in general, like any major airport, will have a weather report that gets updated on the hour. That is, at an airport, it's called ATIS, so it stands for Automated Terminal Information System, I believe. So here on the chart, we can see the ATIS frequency. We tune our radios into that when we're approaching an airport in order to get the latest weather report at that airport. Part of that weather report is a letter from A to Z, so from Alpha to Zulu. Every hour, that letter is updated. And what you do as a pilot is you get the weather when you're approaching, which I forgot to do this time. You get that weather, and when you talk to the controller, generally you will tell them you have the latest weather. And that's so you know the wind conditions, which runways are in use, any clouds that are reported, and what the altimeter setting is. That's the weather pressure. So you can set your altimeter so it shows an accurate altitude. There's a bunch of things you set because of that weather information. Not just the weather info, but if it's called an ATIS, it specifically also has information for the operations at that airport specifically. So it'll tell you which runways are in use, for example, and any like taxiway closures, other notices that might be really important for you taking off or landing from that airport. So when they say with Golf, that means you have the weather information or the ATIS information Golf. So it happens to be on letter G out of the alphabet. So after Golf, it would become Hotel. And after Hotel, it would become India, and so on, sequentially through the alphabet. So that's how ATIS works. And then there are ones that are not. Basically, ATIS realistically is recorded by a human usually, so it'll be a human voice saying that weather report, and they re-record it every hour. Sometimes they'll do a special ATIS update if the weather changes drastically, so it'll be updated more frequently than that hour. So there could be like a special ATIS update for that. And then In addition to that, there's a couple other varieties. One is AWAS, which is an automated weather observation system. That's one that is set up to automatically record in a robotic voice without a human interaction. So in that case, it won't have information about the goings-on at the airport and the runways. It'll just have specifically weather information. Anyway,
That's cool.
Yeah, D-ATIS, yeah, is called D-Link ATIS. And yeah, I guess what Dahl is saying is if it is the D-Link ATIS, or I think a lot of people call it digital ATIS, then it can be automated, I guess. I didn't know that, so that's good to know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, cool. We're at San Diego. Let's get this thing shut down, and then let's do another flight, maybe a little shorter. Maybe we'll do just like a delta to a delta, something a little less scary than that. And if you guys have anywhere specifically to fly, maybe in the southeast that you want to fly out of, we could do something there. But I will look at Sky Vector for that stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get this shut off. Lights off. Mixture rich. We'll get our, let's see. I think we do radios first, right? Parking brake, radios, transponder, avionics, and master switch. So we got radio, transponder. That'll go off with avionics master switch. Pull the mixture out, I think, next. Yep, throttle is closed. Idle cut off. We'll get our finish screen here. Magneto's off. Control wheel secure, and then we do our tie downs and stuff. Now let's go ahead and bring this up. All this is set. Pull all those out. I'm just going to leave the rotating beacon on. And we'll put on our tie here. And we'll go outside and put down all the tie downs. Actually, let's not do the tie downs just because we're about to hop in the plane again. So I'll leave all the tie downs and stuff and the pitot tube cover off for now. All right, let's go back to the main menu, find a new spot to fly, and then yeah, we'll do another one, and hopefully this time I'll remember to get the ATIS. All right, so Sky Vector, I'm going to go ahead and refresh Sky Vector and look for green dots since we're supposed to just be flying VFR. We did some very marginal VFR on Tuesday when we left Santa Maria. That was pretty a little sketchy with the clouds we had on Tuesday. Oh yeah, Dull Geek says, personally, I leave the beacon on in my real life plane, so when I walk away, I look at it to make sure I turn the master off. Yes, I have read that before, which is also why I do it. But I don't have a real life plane myself, so but that's good to know. Confirmation that what I read is true. Delta says you can Google FAA digital ATIS. It'll take you to a simple site. You can put in any airport and see
You're back and join him wherever he's at.
Right now in real life. Yep. And actually, Sky Vector here, this site I have pulled up, is a real world resource. This should not be used for actual simming, like with the flight plan filing and all that. That'll get you in trouble. So don't even make an account on this site if you use it, but it's a really nice resource to get METARs. So all these green dots mean it's reported VFR conditions. Blue means marginal VFR. Red means IFR. And then magenta is the worst of them. It means low IFR. So because this ATC software supports VFR only right now, I'm just looking for green dots to fly around. Roblox Aviator says, can you fly out of KGAI? Oh, nice. Is it a Delta? As long as it's towered, we're good. So we can fly out of anywhere. Oh, is this a TFR right here? TFR for security effective up to, it's all of Class Echo airspace, like basically surface to 18,000 feet. So unless you're flying IFR, or at least in Class Alpha up above 18,000. KJQF, is that nearby this one by chance? I don't know where that is. Let's check. KGAI is what Roblox says. That's Montgomery County. And where is KJQF? Is that pretty far? Let's get rid of that. That's 283 miles. So that would take us a few hours. So KGSO, is that closer to Roblox's? KGSO, oh, that's pretty far. All right, let's find, just because Roblox was first, let's try to find something around Montgomery County. Actually, let me make sure Montgomery County is towered. It does not have an airport diagram. Oh, here we go. Runway. So if we look for the frequency, no tower. It does have clearance delivery though. Yeah, we should do one that has a tower. Let me take a look at the second option then. Let me look at Geeks. KJQF. Okay, this one's got a diagram. Okay, we got a tower. So this is Concord, North Carolina. We got a tower frequency, we got delivery, and we got ground. So this is like fully staffed. This is a good one. And then would you say KFDK? Oh, that's pretty far. That's 289. Oh, you were talking about the previous airport. KGSO is your first one for a Charlie. Okay, this looks pretty good. Nice. Okay, so we'll do this one. Concord to Piedmont Triad International. Let's look at the real world routes. Here's the first one. Nice. Gizmo. Gizmo to the Victor 143 to Azel. All right, so I'm going to take this over to SimBrief and just translate it in. The reason I'm just using SimBrief is just so I can easily import it in to the avionics and the Comanche. So actually, while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and jump in KJQF at Concord. So if you guys want to join, Juliet, Quebec, Foxtrot, JQF. We'll load in here at a Sunrise in the Comanche again. While that's loading in the background, let's go over here and get this stuff into SimBrief. And I'm just doing this so I can import it into the GTN 750 really quickly. And then KGSO for the arrival. Comanche is chosen. Let's do a full flight this time. Let's do 4 passengers. Shouldn't it say 3 fast? Let's do 3 passengers. VFR, and then I'm gonna, oh nice, it gave us the same route I think as SkyVector. It's similar. Gizmo 143 to Azel, so I'll paste that in here and hit analyze route. All right, Gizmo, Victor 143 to Azel, 58 nautical miles. This will be similar to what we just did. All right, then we'll hit generate flight. Your real life airplane is at parking ramp spot 15 or so. Nice, that's so cool. Enon says, have I had any system failures? Not yet. No, I thought I had a gear issue, but I must have accidentally clicked the emergency gear handle right here because this was all the way extended and I couldn't get my gear up. But I think I just must have accidentally clicked it as I was tabbing through applications and stuff. But I haven't had one yet. I do have it set to the defaults. So down here in advanced, it's just set to real time. Do you have yours at 5x for wear rate or failure rate 5x? I just have mine at normal because I don't I haven't read any of the emergency checklists yet, so it's a little scary. They do have a set of emergency checklists here though, conveniently, which is nice. Spin recovery. All right, before engine start, let's do this again. We have everything set from the last flight. I'm just going to assume everything's fine, which might be a mistake. That could end up in a failure, which could be entertaining. So we'll just go with that. Gear switch down. I do have that down over here. I have everything pulled back on my Bravo throttle quadrant. Flaps are up from last time. And we'll go ahead and get it started in a second. Let's take the controls off and just check our flight controls. Ailerons, elevator, and rudder. Looks good. We'll go ahead and set our fuel and passengers. So over on SimBrief again, 163 for our block fuel. So I'll just hit up on both here, making them even until we get 163 or greater pounds. Look at that. 163 perfectly. 3 passengers this time, so I'll go ahead and get this seat filled with this bro. Do we want it to be a dog though? Probably want it to be a dog. Co-pilot avatar. No, I never do a cat. Maybe we should do a cat. Spin recovery. Oh, prey. I thought it was pair. P-A-R-E. Power, ailerons, rudder, and then elevator, I think, to pull it out. Is it prey? Power, rudder, aileron, yoke forward. Maybe I'm gets the job done, I guess, right? Enon says he does it for black square stuff. Makes things happen occasionally instead of very rarely. Yeah, I think eventually, like I am pretty motivated to learn this plane. It's just too nice of a plane. Like I just want to be decent at it. All right. I'll just check the inspection to make sure it's all green just to save us some time. It's all green. All right, let's go ahead and get desired tank. It should already be set. It's on both. I don't know if you're supposed to use one at a time. I've had it on both and everything seemed fine, but it might be against the law. All right, mixture rich, throttle cracked, and prop full forward. Carb heat is off. We're gonna go ahead and put the fuel pump on. Put master on first. Fuel pump on a switch I have. We'll watch the fuel pressure rise up here in the green. Then we'll turn it off. Then we'll prime it and start it. Is that a cat? Yep, that's a cat. You can get cats and dogs. It's Got Friends is the developer, and they're free. You can get them from their website if you're on PC. I hope they add them to the marketplace eventually. All right, electric fuel pump is off. Let's prime the engine. How hot is it? It's a little chilly. Let's do 4. All right, 4 pumps on the primer. Magnetos to both. Did I say both with an L? It's the East Coast routes coming in. That was a quick start. All right, watch our fuel pressure. Oil pressure, I mean. Oil pressure is good. Fuel pressure, oil temperatures. It's warm from the last flight, maybe. I wonder if it actually remembers that. And cool, mixture is rich. Let's go ahead and pull it back to 1,000 RPMs for now. Just listen to the engine, make sure it's not going to die here. All right, I'm going to do our calibration here automatically.
Okay, we're back.
D to sync our card, B to sync our altimeter.
Looks like he's in, where? Where is he?
All right, that's good to go. Let's bring up
Where is he at?
Let's get the avionics on. And I left our nav lights on. Whoops. And we'll get our
KNJK.
We'll go back into flight plan and import it from Sim.
KSAN.
All right. And also up here, we're going to unload the Navigraph one at the same time. Import from
I didn't think
Simbrief
so.
here as well.
Where are we going?
KGSO. KGSO looks good. Oh, nice. Dull is giving us the frequencies in advance. Heck yeah. All right, I will use them. Let's see if he knows his airport. 121. Oh, there's a tower. Isn't there a clearance delivery though? I think I need to contact clearance. Actually, let's check the ATIS first. 121 to 85 and 3465. Yep, 21 to 85 is correct. Tower 33, or sorry, tower is 3465. Yep, you got it. Oh, everyone uses ground for clearance. So I'll listen to the ATIS because the Sayintentions might require me to use the clearance frequency. So I'm just going to listen to the ATIS and see what it says. So let's go. Actually, what I could do is go to flight plan, and with the GTN 750, we can find all these frequencies in the waypoint. And we'll get clearance in 1855. That's also correct. And I'm going to go over and reset. I'm going to start a new flight on Sayintentions. Should probably be on VFR for now.
All right. Log it. Let's
All
see
right,
if this is it.
33,675. Yep, that's working. Okay, so it does say to contact clearance, so I will do that even if it's not realistic.
Doesn't say he's there. Where is he at? KJQ.
Right, so we got info
is he at
X-ray.
KJQF? Concord? That's the approach.
Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky conditions clear. Temperature 1.
Temperature
Dew
1.
point 7.
KJQF,
Altimeter
KGSO.
3031.
Alright,
Visual
3031.
approach is in use.
Visual approach.
Advise on course heading altitude and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. VFR departures contact clearance delivery on 127.25. Advise on initial contact. You have information X-ray.
Alright, cool, we're good there. Alright, we'll switch over to clearance and then we'll pull the ground frequency in on standby. Alright, so they did say, so we got information X-ray, winds are calm, clear. Temperature is 1 and 3031 on the altimeter. Just double check that that's what it put in. Looks like it's off by 1 maybe. All right, 3031. Let's exit here and get our fuel set. This button down here to set the fuel in the engine performance computer thing. All right, that's all set. Pull our RPMs down to like 800 now. Hopefully the engine stays
KJQF,
alive.
where am I?
It's warmed up a little bit. Let me turn the music off. All right, let's go to our map. Let's check our first.
Yeah.
Our first course here, 023, and set that here. 023.
KJQF.
Right, set. And then it looks like we have runways 20 and 02. And let's contact clearance delivery 127725. So this is the frequency it said. So it has 11855 up here in the actual chart, but they told me to contact 127725, which is Charlotte clearance when tower is in op. So this one has a star next to it, which means part-time. So yeah, this is the frequency they gave us. So I think that's right. So let's get clearance from Charlotte. So it says Charlotte clearance, even though we are on the ground at Concord. So I'm going to tell them we're at Concord just to see what they say. And let's see, I need to know where we're getting flight following to, because I'm not familiar with these airports. So we're going to Piedmont. I'm going to write that down as well. KGSO, Piedmont Triad, or Triad. Piedmont Triad. I'll just say Piedmont and see if they get it. I'll give them the airport code as well. All right, so let's see if they respond to Charlotte clearance. Charlotte clearance Piper 6063 Echo requesting flight following to Piedmont, Kilo Golf Sierra Oscar at 5,500 feet. We have information to X-ray. I don't think they need the information, but... And 5,500 feet.
Piper 63 Echo, I hear you. 1 sec.
1 sec. You called GSO Greensboro. Oh, instead of Piedmont. That's interesting.
Oral
The,
warning,
yeah, and up
okay.
here, doesn't it say? Oh, here you go. It says Greensboro up here. It says Piedmont up here. It says Greensboro and Piedmont. Greensboro departure. Okay. Greensboro it is then.
Piper 63 Echo cleared to Piedmont Triad International Airport as requested.
Nice.
Maintain VFR at or below 5,500. Departure frequency 125.15, squawk 6355.
All right, cleared to Piedmont International. VFR at or below 5,500 feet. Departure 125.15, squawk 6355, Piper 063 Echo. I don't know why I gave him the 0 at the beginning of that tail number, but it's accurate, I guess. Okay, cool. 5,500 feet. Let's see if the readback's correct. Departure.
Piper 63 Echo, readback correct.
All right, 6355. Let's get that on the altimeter here. 6355, altitude reporting, enter. That's good to go. We got our first course set here. 12515 should be 128.32. Let me check over here. Oh, 12185 tower clearance. And departure 128325, yeah. Alright, I'll put that on my notes as a backup just in case the first frequency isn't correct. We'll have that on backup as well. Oh no, it's getting foggy in here. Let's get these open for a minute. Sorry, cat, it's so cold. Sorry, guys. Could turn the cabin heat on, I guess. A little cabin heat, little defroster. Okay, back to the checklist. All right, taxi primer, avionics master on, all that's good. Radios are on. We set the altimeter, heading indicator's good, and the gyro's calibrated.
Pause system test.
Landing gear
Okay.
green. Really hard to tell, but the button's down and the gear's down, so I think that's all we can get until we're in darkness. Parking brake release and test on initial roll. And let me see, is there actually a run-up area over here? Let's see where we're taxiing to. So we got runway 20 and 2. All right, let's go over to ground, and then we'll get the tower frequency in standby. Tower frequency 3465. 3465.
8 Charlie Echo, continue taxi, turn left at the next
that's not me.
intersection. Runway 18.
Who's Charlie Echo?
Turning left at the next
Oh, that's just chatter. Okay, that's not for us.
Runway 18, Cessna 908, Charlie Echo.
In real life, they prefer you to run up at the south ramp. In the sim, wherever you want. Okay, I'm definitely going to do it, especially now that I know to lean the mixture if I have like a stuttering cylinder, any of that carbon buildup. All right, Concord Ground Piper 63 Echoes ready to taxi for departure with information X-ray. All right, we got X-ray. Let's see our taxi instructions. We got runway 20 and 2. It's a huge runway. 7,400 feet. Denny, thanks for the sub.
Piper 6 Tree Echo taxi to runway 20 via Charlie Alpha contact tower on 1 tree 4.65 when ready for departure.
Runway 20 via Charlie Alpha, Piper 63 Echo. All right, Charlie Alpha. Looks like Charlie's, well, looks like it's just Alpha for us. So runway 20 via Alpha, and there's like a little intersection here, so maybe we can do our run up there near Gulf. And we're going to assume full length. All right, taxi light is on. Parking brake is off. And let's go to the right. We're going to runway 20. We'll do our run up over there. Damn Tired says how far until release? The 15th of this month. But I think they said that you have to sign up for a wait list, like even for the full release of it. I think they're just going to be monitoring like usage and traffic and making sure that the AI can keep up with the demand, I'm guessing. But if you just go to their website, there's a wait list in the top right. I would go and just throw in your email or whatever they have to get on it. But I'm having a great time testing it. I will gladly become a paying subscriber when it comes out myself. I mean, I'm just so excited for I'm so excited for all the AI stuff. I generally scoff at AI because it's, you know, it's the new NFT, it's the new Web 3, which used to be the new which is the new Web 2.0. The new blockchain, everything. You know, it's just the new. Everybody's an expert on it thing. So,
892 Tango Oscar runway 27 line up and
but for something like this, I think it's very practical. It makes sense to use AI for this kind of thing. It's amazing. It's not one of those cringy BS projects where you're like, did this really need to be AI powered? So I think this is such a great use for AI. I mean, on Tuesday we did our Mayday call and did a emergency landing on the beach. It was hilarious. The responses were pretty realistic too. Like, it was great. All right, let's go ahead and just do our run up here. Jason's asking, is it possible to slow the communication down? It seems fast for me to capture what's being said. I don't think there's an option for that. There is an option to turn off. Let's see. There are volume settings. There's an option to turn down the amount of random chatter that's happening in between your calls. So you could turn down down how often you hear it talking to other people. So at least when it talks to you, you know it's for you and not for someone else. I'm also using that student mode, so it's giving me extra information, like frequencies and stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and do the quick run up. So let's go, mixture is rich, and we'll go up to 2,000 RPM, check the magnetos again. Hopefully it's good from the last flight.
All right, he's doing a run up.
All right, 2,000 on the RPMs. Check our magneto drop from both to left. it's about, it was about 150. Should be 125 max, so I'll do what you guys told me to do. Lean the mixture a bit. I'll just give that about 10 seconds or so. Yeah, Vincent says, yeah, you can just say again like real life. That's true. All right, that was about 15 seconds. Let's go mixture rich. And let's try the mag drop again. We're at 2,000. 1870, that's pretty much at the limit there. And then let's check right. All right, only a drop at 20. Back to left. And back to both. I'm gonna lean it for like 10 more seconds. See if I can get that mag drop by the book.
Something's wrong with my stream settings.
2400 when you do the burn. Okay.
Lots
It
of.
worked last time, so I'll keep that in mind though. Thanks, Xenon. Thanks for the sub, Dull Geek. Thanks for the info about the airports and the Comanche too, dude. What do you fly in real life, Dull? All right, let's go mixture rich again and try the mag check one more time. Nice, that's a lot better. Drop of only 90 that time. All right, cool. Back to both. And back to 800 RPM. All right, that's good. Let's get our windows closed. Let's get the tower frequency dialed in and get the supposed departure frequency in. 2515. Whoops. I always hit X for... it says 125.15, which probably isn't correct. It's not even showing up here, actually. So I think I'm going to risk it and put in the frequency from the chart. Yeah, see, that's showing approach here, which is the one from the chart. So let's use Charlotte departure instead. I'm sorry, what, 28,325? Yeah, it says Charlotte departure, and here it says Concord approach. But let's leave it there. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm unfamiliar with this airspace as well, so we'll do a quick check on that. So we're in a Delta airspace. We can see with this dotted blue line around it, blue circle, and then 32 right here in the box means it extends up to 3,200 feet for that airspace. And then we're going up here to the northeast, and I think that Dull said this is a Charlie. Yep, we can see that with the red rings here. So unlike the Bravo, as long as we have two-way communication with the tower here, that implicitly gives us permission to go into the airspace. So when we contact them, if they say our tail number, they acknowledge us, say radar contact, something like that, anything other than stay out of the airspace, we're implicitly allowed into the airspace, into the Charlie airspace. So we'll contact the tower when we get closer. Let's see. Down here it is saying, okay, so we should contact... We'll see when we get passed off, but I think normally, since the Charlie is not as huge of a radius as a Bravo with all the shelves, generally we can just contact the tower, and then that gives us permission into the Charlie. I don't think you guys who are real pilots can correct me, but I don't think that you
no real
get
pilots
cleared
here
into the Charlie by the approach controller. I could be wrong though. I'm curious to know. But at least when we did the Santa Barbara one, the Santa Barbara tower controller established communication with us, and that gave us the permission into the Charlie kind of implicitly. All right, and oh, we're right underneath the 3600 shelf of the Charlotte Bravo. Oh, you're right. Oh, we are. Oh my God, I totally missed that. Right, 3,600 feet. So we should stay at about 3,400 feet, 3,500 feet until we get out of the Bravo airspace. I'm glad you brought that up. As you can see, I don't fly VFR very often. I haven't for a long time, and yep. So if you did what I just did in real life, we would have busted right out of the Delta and then busted through this Charlie at 3,600. So we need to make sure we stay between 32 and 36. So call it like 3,400. And then we need to know if there are any obstacles along the way on this route at 3,200. These are all 1,000, 870, 1039 obstacles to the east here. These peaks, 1136, 1251. Okay, so we look good if we're at 3,500 feet. 35 is a little sketchy. I think 34 is probably better. Because technically, like, if they're lining up in this area, they're coming down to land at Charlotte. We're not too close to the actual airport, so hopefully we're fine here. But yeah, getting anywhere near those restrictions is a little scary. Geek says, contact GSO approach 20 nautical miles out. You should get transferred to them at some point. Oh, you do have to you have to talk to approach. All right. I am learning a massive amount today. I think it was Santa Barbara. I just contacted the tower, and then they give, as soon as they, like when I'm outside the Charlie, I was already contacting the tower. So I guess it depends on which way you're approaching, right? Because of that like keyhole kind of shape of a Charlie. Okay. Mag check. Oh, I didn't cycle the prop last time, so let's do that. I think it wants us to be at, it wants us to do a test to hold it steady at 1800. Before takeoff, controls, elevator trim neutral. That was done from the last flight. Let's bring this back down again. I swear flying VFR is so much more work. Alright, cool. That's set. Our, let's see, carb heat is off, prop full forward, full rich. That's all set. Pitot heat as required. I should probably use that. We're at almost 0 degrees, so I'll turn that on. Along with the pump for takeoff. Strobes on, landing lights as required. Alright, let's finally get moving. Sorry, guys. This stuff takes a while. Alright, we're continuing our taxi to runway 20 up here. The winds have probably changed 3 times since I did the run-up. And it's up to us. I already switched over to tower, so... Concord Tower, Piper 63 Echo, holding short of runway 20, ready for departure. All right, Geek, have a good one, man. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the info, man. Really appreciate it. All right, we're waiting for Concord Tower to get back to us with our takeoff. And then hopefully we have the... So he said to go 5,500, so I guess that means we're cleared into the Bravo? We'll see. I'll go to 5,500 and see if there's a deviation. Fly runway heading up to 5,500 feet and then proceed on course. Clear to take off runway 20, Piper 63 Echo. Alright, parking brake is off, landing light on, strobe light on, pump on, pitot heat on, mixture full forward, prop full forward, and mixture is rich. What's up, Jay? Just watched the ILS. Oh, the Skyhawk G1000 ILS video. The new one or the old one? Either way, I hope it helped out, Josh. You have anything I did wrong or any questions? Let me know. All right, we're set here. Our trim is set already. My flaps are up. We have like a 7,000-foot runway, and it is cold outside, so we're gonna take off at VY 105 knots. All right, we're clear for takeoff already, so. Full power, and then I'll remember to put the gear up after we get off the departure end. We're already coming up here before 80 knots. Nice. All right, we're gonna pitch for 105. End of the runway, gears coming up. So they said to climb up to 5,500.
1 Bravo, Charlie, make right traffic, runway 29, report midfield.
All right, that's somebody else. So we're going to fly runway heading as best we can until 5,500 feet, they said, until proceeding on course. All right, Alright, airport elevation is 700, so we're waiting for 1700 feet, then we'll turn off our electric fuel pump.
Piper 6 Tree Echo, contact departure
us.
on 125.15. Have a good evening.
125.25 Piper 6 3 Echo, thanks. Alright, let me get the autopilot on while actually I'll do this. Let's do it live. So we're going to a different frequency though. We're going to try to hold runway heading. We're at 120 knots now. Let's pull the prop back to 1400 RPM. Be nice to that engine. Alright, 1400 now that we're in our kind of our cruise climb. Pitot heat's on and just holding runway heading. Okay, let's contact departure.
Piper 6 Tree Echo, maintain VFR
Oh, it's talking to me. Okay. Maintain VFR altitude, Piper 6 3 Echo. So, that happened twice. Let me debug that. Debug. Approach controller contacted us as soon as we tuned into the frequency, before us talking to them. I don't know why I said comma like I'm writing a text message. Comma. What am I doing? Oh, man.
Thanks, debug logged.
Alright, so the debug's logged. What's really cool is you can, at least with the beta testing, we log bugs just by saying debug. Usually I'll actually type them just so the text-to-speech works. I don't know why I said comma. Alright, we're supposed to go up to fly runway heading and go up to 5,500 feet until we're on course. 5,500 feet is our cruise altitude. I'm going to try to multitask here and look up our performance for 5,500 feet. So sea level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can do 2,300 RPM and 23.8 manifold
You
pressure.
are cleared into the Charlotte class Bravo airspace. Maintain
Oh,
current
nice.
altitude and heading until clear of the Bravo. Remain this frequency.
All right, maintain heading and altitude until we're clear of the Bravo. We'll remain this frequency, Piper 6 3 Echo. So he cleared us. Okay, it just cleared us for the Bravo. I feel like. So I think I just busted the Bravo, right? I should have. It's weird. I don't really know what to expect with VFR, but I don't know if it's realistic to expect them giving us a restriction to stay out of the Bravo on takeoff or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's my responsibility to stay out of the Bravo myself. So until he told we were, until he said we were cleared into the Bravo, I probably should have stayed out of it. All right, here comes 5,500 feet. I'm gonna get the autopilot turned on to wing stable mode and now altitude hold mode. All right, there we go. Altitude hold, wings are stable, and he said to maintain our present course, so I'm just gonna put heading straight ahead. On heading here, and we need to trim. We can see the Bravo here, so we'll just keep an eye on that. 5,500 is our cruise altitude anyway, but he said to stay on our present heading. Wait, I don't want to be on our present heading, right? Oh no, this isn't going to work at all. Wait, am I out of the Bravo yet? No, Bravo goes up to 10,000. All right, let me get the trim out. This is a little weird because they said to fly runway heading until we are on course, and then he said, let me look at the transcript because I forgot. Yeah, maintain heading and altitude until clear of the Bravo, but the Bravo doesn't end until like 20 miles to the south or something, and our destination is to the northeast. Let me see if he'll let us turn towards our destination. Let's get our manifold pressure back at least under 2,400, which is kind of a max. I'll lean it out in a second here. What are we on? Concord approach? Charlotte approach? Approach Piper 6-3 Echo would like to make a turn onto course to our destination to the northeast if possible. Let's see what he says. Galaxian says, is Navigraph worth it for a beginner? If you're flying using sectional charts or you're flying IFR, then I would say it's totally worth the money if you have the money to spend on it.
Piper 6 Tree Echo, turn right heading 035, proceed on course to Piedmont Triad.
Right heading 035 and then proceed on course. Thanks, Piper 6-3 Echo. is that 305? Right turn 035. So let's do that. Right turn 035. Okay, turning us all the way around to the north. Nice. Sounds like a long flight now, yeah. Thankfully, I think like it'll just help you out whenever you ask. That's one nice thing is like it's not gonna just stay strictly to its previous instruction. Alright, here's 035 on the heading right there. Alright, let's get this. Let's get the power settings going now. So over here we have power table for the Comanche 5,500. So we're gonna do 75% power. We're gonna do 2,300 and 23.8. So 2,300 on the RPMs. I hear it beeping at me for the trim. And then 23.8 manifold pressure. Nice. Okay, looks like we're good on the trim. And then let's go ahead and lean it for 75%. I think I could just lean it over here until we get roughly 75% over here on the fuel flow gauge.
Maintaining altitude, traffic in sight, Piper 345 Charlie.
I mean, there's 3 different ways to lean this plane. The one that I saw in the video from the creator, from the founder of A2A, and I forget his name. Is it Chris something? The dude is a legend. His videos are so good. I'll just pretend like I didn't watch it. But you can pull this back until you see the panel and the plane start shuddering, the RPM starts shuddering, and then add about 2 gallons to the fuel flow. Or you can just look at these target numbers here, 55, 60, 75 for the fuel flow, or you can use the lean finder that's on here. This is kind of like how the Garmin will work with its lean assist, where you slowly pull your mixture, you get to peak EGTs, and then it'll show you your change in temperature after it finds the peak. So you can go rich at peak, like 40 to 50 degrees.
Diamond Train 290 Sierra Tango reduced to 100 knots, your number 2 following assessment.
Yeah, I like the way that he showed in the video though, which was to pull back on the mixture. So I'll do it now until the panel starts shuddering and the RPMs go crazy like that, and then add 2 gallons to the fuel flow. So it was about 15.2 or 13.2. We'll go up to about 15.2, and usually that puts us around that mark over on the fuel flow gauge anyway. So it seems like the fuel flow gauge is a pretty good indicator too. So there's about 15.2. So yeah, it's right around that 75 power mark there.
Cessna 714 Lima, cleared for the visual 8, maintain 9 knots.
Gigliotti says, what is this? If you're talking about the ATC, it's called Sayintentions. I have it linked in the video description. So they allowed me to test it and allow people, the testers, to stream it. So I'm showing it off for the second stream. Yeah, it's I've been having a good time with it. You know, there's of course there's going to be some bugs here and there. Like I think I've run into a frequency being wrong. But besides that, it's been pretty smooth today. I made the mistake on Tuesday of flying between some untowered airports. It seems much better if you use towered airports, but yeah. And it comes out on the 15th of January. But there's a soft launch, so they're gonna slowly release it. You just have to go sign up for a wait list, at least for now. I think I'm pretty sure they're doing that just to make sure that it can handle whatever traffic, whatever usage it's getting. But yeah, it's 11 days from today. But if you're interested, I would just go to their site and sign up for the wait list. It's Sayintentions.AI, and it's linked in the description below. All right, so he had us go to this heading and then proceed on course. So I think what we should do is just go direct to our first waypoint. So I'm gonna go back here under flight plan. I mean, it's VFR, so we can fly however we want. He just said to stay on this course until, I guess we should just stay on this course until we're clear of the Bravo. That would be the most responsible thing. And then we will be direct to Zell after that. So we'll just hang out here on this heading for a bit until we're outside of that airspace. Oh, that's exactly why. Yeah, it makes sense. As far as I know, this is the first is this like one of the first AI-powered products for flight sim in general? Let's go ahead and we'll fix our compass card here. I'm just going to use the shortcut D to fix it. Keep flying the same heading. I was doing it manually earlier with the compass up here, but that D shortcut is amazing. All right, we'll just keep an eye on our moving map here. Yeah, so about Navigraph, I mean, if you understand what Navigraph does, even if you're a beginner and you're learning, you know, how to read sectional charts in the US, read VFR charts, or you're looking at instrument approaches and IFR charts, low and high airways, you're doing any kind of instrument approaches, or even if you just wanted to look up the taxiway diagrams like this at the airports you're flying to, Navigraph to me is the #1 best possible thing you can purchase for the sim, period. That's it. Like it is the best possible thing that you can get for the sim. If you're, you know, doing more serious realistic type things like using actual charts. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It is amazing, especially because it runs in the sim here in this toolbar version, which is VR friendly. It runs in avionics like the GTN 750, the G1000, the G3000. So I can go to charts here and just pull them up here instead if I want. Like this. It has a Windows application you can run on a separate monitor. It has an iPad app, iOS app, it has an Android app. You can run it on everything. It's incredible. You can see you can run them in tandem too. Like this one is running while this one is running. I could probably open it up on my phone right now if I wanted to. But yeah, Navigraph is absolutely incredible. Are there plans to extend coverage beyond the U.S.? Oh yeah, Liam can answer those questions. Says there are plans.
Piper 345 Charlie, maintain present altitude traffic at your 9 o'clock of Boeing 737.
Maintaining altitude traffic in sight, Piper 345 Charlie.
That sounds cool.
All right, so we're just listening to some of the chatter. So it's optional if you have the chatter on or off, and that's just filling the air. So you can just, you know, you don't feel as alone. You hear other things. It's just more like vague things. So you hear like generic instructions, and it just fills the dead space, which is nice. You can turn it off optionally, and you can control how much of it there is. So I have it on like a moderately low setting. Oh, Techie, thanks for following on Twitch, man. You are probably the lone person on Twitch since I'm primarily on YouTube, so I appreciate you watching me on Twitch in the multi-streaming world of 2024. Raccoon says try calling in a UFO. Charlotte approach. Do you guys have any reports of any unidentified flying objects by chance? Piper 63 Echo. Let's see what they say. Alright, did it get any warmer out? It didn't. I'm gonna leave pitot heat on. We're at freezing temperatures here, just in case, even though there's no...
Piper 63 Echo negative. No reports of unidentified flying objects.
No reports of UFOs, guys. Sorry to disappoint.
That's funny. No reports of
I
UFOs.
cannot confirm that UFOs are real. So sorry about that. Man, we are getting some turbulence here. We're just in heading mode, so this the little autopilot that could is trying to hold us on to our heading as best as it can. All right, we are almost out of the Bravo airspace, so we'll keep our eyes out for that. So ready for this to come out. Oh, Hattrick said that earlier on Twitch. Sorry, I didn't read that before, dude. File a report of a UFO. They have something to talk about on break now. Approach Piper 63 Echo would like to report a strange looking aircraft. It has more than one engine, which we didn't know that was possible personally, so we just like to report that in sight. And we are near the Looks like we're about to pass by the Good Nights airstrip to our west. So if you could file that report, that'd be great. Thanks. Just the devs are gonna hate me for